For months, the story of Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford was straightforward. It was the classic tale of a smaller, skilled boxer daring to move up in weight to face a bigger, stronger champion. Everyone already had their predictions ready, but when they stepped on the scales for the official weigh-in, that script was turned upside down. The confidence, the predictions, the certainty, it all started to crumble when the world saw the shocking truth about Terence Crawford. When Crawford took the stage, a wave of shock passed through the boxing community. He wasn't a drained fighter struggling to make weight. He looked fit, sharp, and incredibly powerful. Even veteran fighters like former world champion Zab Judah were left astonished. He noted that Crawford, who was supposed to be the smaller fighter, actually appeared larger. The dynamics had shifted before a punch was even thrown. Crawford's physique wasn't just remarkable, it was a declaration. It showed he wasn't just there to survive, he aimed to dominate. The long-held belief that Canelo would have a clear size and strength advantage suddenly came into question.
Zab, how's the weight going to affect Crawford tomorrow, you think?
I don't know, man, but he looked pretty sharp, he looked pretty swift, he looked pretty, like he was, dealing with, like what he's up against right now.
Do you think he looked bigger than Canelo out there or not?
He looked bigger, didn't he? That's crazy, right? Exactly. We kept saying about how much Canelo was going to be so much bigger over him, but look, he looked bigger than Canelo. That's crazy.
Has he got to get this done early, though?
No.
Do you think he might slow down?
You got 12 rounds. Take your time. Thank you, bro. You got 12 rounds. Take your time.
But the surprise wasn't just about Crawford's appearance. It highlighted a hidden strength that other fighters knew about, but the public had not seen. Former champion Caleb Plant, who has faced Canelo, shared a striking revelation. He recalled wrestling with Crawford and being completely taken aback. He described Crawford's strength as ungodly. This wasn't just muscular strength, it was raw, practical power. Plant's account supported what everyone observed on the scales. It confirmed that Crawford's intimidating presence was real. This man had the physical strength to match his legendary skill, which sent a chill through anyone who had already dismissed him.
Yeah, we wrestled one time. Yeah, he's ungodly strong. Yeah, he's really strong. Yeah.
So he has a chance to maybe push Canelo back a little bit?
We'll see. Man, I think we're in for a hell of a fight. Both are great champions. I got a lot of respect for both of them. I'm a fan of both. And, the consensus may be, well, because Terence is smaller, maybe if he gets hit with a big shot, he may just run the whole night, but that's not in Terence's blood. He's willing to go out on shield, and that's a big reason why I respect Terence so much, on top of, all his ability and his skill, and, he's got a mean spirit too, so it's going to be a hell of a fight.
Still, amid all this talk of hidden power and striking looks, one harsh reality remained: Canelo Alvarez. While many experts flipped their predictions, others, like former contender Gabe Rosado, remained adamant. Rosado pointed out that looking strong and being able to withstand Canelo's punches are two entirely different things. He believes Canelo's power is the great equalizer. It doesn't matter how impressive Crawford looks or how strong he feels. At 168 pounds, Canelo's punches carry a different kind of weight, a force that Crawford has never faced. Rosado's prediction was chillingly simple. Canelo would land one of his signature headshots, ending the fight, possibly by technical knockout.
You know what I'm saying? It's a great fight, man. They both the same size, but I still think that the power transitions over more naturally to Canelo, obviously. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so you said even despite how good Bud looks, same result.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, Look, man, I think it's gonna be a great fight. But I don't know why. I just got a feeling that Canelo's gonna hurt Pud. Yeah, I think he's gonna hurt him. Yeah.
The body, chin,
headshot, man.
Headshot.
Headshot, I think. Yeah.
Like a TKO stoppage.
Yeah, man. I think, man. But you know what I mean? Like, look, you can't count Bud out because he's pound for pound one of the best. You know, it's always the bigger guy wins, but Bud he different though, man. But I still think Canelo got it.
The man gave
For sure.
The debate over power versus skill was complicated by a lingering question that has shadowed Crawford's entire career. Boxing promoter Eddie Hearn has been one of the loudest critics, pointing to what he views as a key weakness in Crawford's legacy: his record. Hearn argues that while Crawford is an excellent fighter, he has never been truly tested against a top opponent in their prime. He mentions names like Kell Brook, Amir Khan, and even Errol Spence as fighters who were past their peaks when they faced him. This added an unsettling layer of doubt. Was Crawford's undefeated record due to his incredible skill, or was it built on a foundation of carefully chosen, aging opponents? The fight with Canelo wasn't just a challenge, it was a test of his entire career.
The thing is with Crawford, and I was kind of goading him on this, and it's not his fault, his resume is not that impressive. Like I said to him, tell me your best win ever. This is what I said to him. And you know what he said? Ricky Burns. Right? Now Ricky Burns is a great fighter. He's my guy. He's a 3-division world champion. But you can't say that he is, you know, like one of the greats. He's one of the greats of Scottish boxing. But if you're talking about one of the greatest pound for pound fighters of all time, it's not Terence's fault that he hasn't been able to get those fights. But a lot of the guys that he's fought have been done. You know, even arguably Ricky Burns at the time. You know, I know he went on to win other world championships, but he was kind of on the slide at that time. Kell Brook, Amir Khan, you know, Gamboa. You know, all of these guys. Who else did he beat? Ndongo. Like Errol Spence, another example. Terence is brilliant, but he's never actually really had many notable victories.
Yet boxing is never solely about physical traits or past opponents. It's won and lost in the mind. Many believe Crawford has the upper hand here. Boxing legend Antonio Tarver described Crawford as a real dog, a fighter with exceptional mental toughness and focus that none of Canelo's recent opponents had. This stood in contrast to Canelo's calm and collected demeanor on the big stage. It set up an intriguing psychological battle. Would Crawford's aggressive mindset be the key to overcoming the king? Or would Canelo's experience help him withstand the pressure and expose his challenger? The weigh-in stare felt like the first clash in a contest of wills.
I would have loved to see him get a rep, but it is what it is. I just think his mental focus, bro, it sets him apart from all of these opponents that Canelo has faced. He's a real dog, and I know Canelo got dog too.
So who are you leaning towards, like, personally?
I think from an energy standpoint, I like Crawford, bro, and his whole demeanor. Yeah. And I'm an underdog. I love the underdog anyway. So, you know, I'm pulling for Crawford. I'm done. If anybody can beat Canelo today, it's Crawford.
Crawford's surprising physical condition completely changed the strategy for the fight. Initially, experts agreed that Crawford would need to employ a perfect stick-and-move strategy, using his speed and footwork to avoid Canelo's punches, as Tarver suggested. But after seeing him on the scales, a new possibility arose. Does Crawford now believe he can stand his ground, push Canelo back, and earn his respect early? For Canelo, his game plan also faced sudden adjustments. The strategy of bullying the smaller man with size might no longer work. He was now up against an opponent who not only had the skills to outbox him, but potentially the strength to match him.
167.5. 167.5.
Who won the weigh-in? Terence Bud Crawford definitely won the weigh-in because not only did he make weight, but he's like made weight like a super middleweight, 167.5. And it's not like, you know, Floyd Mayweather when he used to weigh in at 152 to fight at 154. This guy, 167.5. I mean, that's damn good. It brings up a lot of questions. You can't help but to be like, well, Terence Bud Crawford was definitely too big to be a lightweight. hell too big to be a welterweight. Like you start to kind of be like, damn, bro. And I've been saying it forever. He was physically more imposing and more dominant physically as an athlete overall.
Just when things couldn't get stranger, an almost unbelievable incident occurred that made everything feel scripted. Viewers and analysts online discovered a shocking glitch. When they typed who won between Canelo and Crawford into Google, the search engine's AI reported a result. It claimed that Saul Canelo Alvarez had won the fight, even showing scorecards for a match that hadn't happened yet. This discovery instantly fueled a David versus Goliath narrative. It felt as if the very code of the internet had already decided the outcome. For those now leaning towards Crawford, this wasn't just a glitch. It hinted that he was fighting against more than one man in the ring.
I was told by one of you, I was requested rather, by one of you in the war room to type into Google who won between Canelo and Crawford. And holy shit, how do they have results already? The AI in Google already has that Saul Canelo Alvarez has won. This is that shit. I mean, listen, they even have the scorecard. I tried Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Crawford. I think I tried Canelo versus Crawford. So then I flipped it and I tried Crawford versus Canelo, and they had the scorecards, 116, 112 and shit like that. What the hell is going on around here? See, this is why I'm rooting on Terrence Bud Crawford, man. Listen, I know my money. I got a lot of money on Canelo, and that's my prediction, and I feel very much that Canelo Alvarez is going to win. But my hope of hopes, honestly, for boxing's sake, like, if Terrence Bud Crawford does the unimaginable, that is far better, right? As far as what can go viral for the sport than Canelo beating the obviously smaller guy in Terrence Bud Crawford. You can't help but to root for David versus Goliath here. But what the hell?
Based on insights from various boxing experts, the agreement leading up to the much-anticipated Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Crawford fight is that both fighters looked ready at the weigh-in. Commentators like Teofimo Lopez, Anthony Durrell, and Devin Haney were impressed by how professional and prepared both athletes appeared.
Ultimately, Tio, from what you saw today, does that change your mind at all? I know you're leaning towards Crawford, but from what you saw in this weigh-in and the way Crawford looks, it's very impressive. I gotta admit, I'm impressed myself, you know?
I got Crawford. I still got Crawford, but it should be a great fight. Both guys came in at the exact same weight, so both are ready, prepped. May the best man win.
Yeah.
Tune in.
How do you see the first 3 rounds playing out? I know these questions have already been asked, but we just want like a real insight of how you think these first 3 rounds. Yeah, because those are usually crucial rounds for how the fight can go.
You know, they're gonna test their power. They're gonna see where they stand. They're gonna have to throw their punches right away, and then create that distance and go into those following rounds. They're gonna
absolutely. They both look amazing, top notch. I already know they're both ready for this fight. Now I really can't wait to see how it goes. Now I'm anxious to see on paper. Look, I'm edging Canelo, right? Just by the simple fact of his size and who he's been in there with. You know what I'm saying? Him being the actual guy at this weight. You know, but spiritually, physically, and just skill-wise, I think Crawford has more options, man. So I think he pulls it off of that notion. It's going to be done through his confidence, his will to win, remain undefeated, be 3-time undisputed world champion. So I believe he's going to put it off based off those factors alone. And he has the skill set to do just that. He has 3 or 4 different ways to win, 2 or 3 different ways to win this.
Yeah, they both look good. They both look ready. They're true professionals, so I expected that. I'm excited for a fight. This is a fight that I'm genuinely excited about. Why? Because it's two legends of the sport already. 2 future Hall of Famers, and it's a big event. I think both of them are fighting at their more natural weight, rather than either one of them killing herself to make the weight and us not getting them 100%. So I think that it's more of an even fight when it comes to that. So I think that it's going to be a real, it's going to show who's really the better man, skills-wise, all over the board, because I feel like they're more on an even playing ground.
given that, then what makes a difference? Who wins?
I think that if anybody.
Timothy Bradley mentioned that Crawford looked strong at 168 pounds, while Canelo seemed leaner. Although Canelo has a natural size advantage and more experience at this weight, many experts, including Carl Froch, Durrell, and Haney, predict Crawford will win, probably by decision. They highlight Crawford's better skill set, adaptability, and various ways to win as crucial factors. However, others like Fernando Vargas support Canelo, expecting a knockout due to the size difference and Canelo's significant power.
Something special. Don't be surprised if Bud Crawford stops Canelo. Referee gonna step in and save Canelo, I'm telling you. Yeah, don't be surprised.
And I think as close as the fight's gonna be, I'm feeling like the closer the fight gets to happening, the more I'm favouring Terence Crawford. So, points win for Terence Crawford or stoppage for Canelo. Yeah. And that was only because Crawford's out of his weight division. He might struggle with the weight.
The fight strategy is likely to play out like a chess match between a skilled boxer and a strong puncher. Crawford's success relies on delivering an excellent performance, using his speed, footwork, ring awareness, and side-to-side movement to effectively counter Canelo, similar to Floyd Mayweather's approach. Analysts stress that Crawford needs to use his jab well and adjust his tactics during the match. On the other hand, Canelo's way to win involves cutting off the ring, applying strategic pressure, and using his strength to aim for a late-round knockout, with some predicting this could occur between the 7th and 10th rounds. Commentators note Canelo's past difficulties with agile boxers, while also mentioning that Crawford's fighting spirit and desire to engage could work against him when facing the harder-hitting Alvarez. The first 3 rounds are seen as vital because both fighters will gather information to shape the fight, which promises to be an engaging, high-level matchup.
So everything has to be perfect for Crawford. He has to use his footwork, he has to use his speed, his combinations, his ring IQ. He has to stay disciplined. And Canelo, all he has to do is take Crawford's punches. But he cannot be comfortable inside the ring, because if Canelo's comfortable, 12 rounds will go by fast. I mean, you take a look at the fighters that have made Canelo look bad. You have Bivol, you have Lara, you have the Cuban kid, I'm not sure what his name is, but he ran all night. You have Mayweather, who made him look silly. Canelo cannot handle boxers. That's the bottom line, because he's too heavy on his feet. But Crawford, his downfall can be his heart. His downfall can be, his abilities to stand in there with you and trade punches. Because if you get caught by Canelo's punch, you're going down. You're gonna get knocked out. So this fight, I have it a close decision for Crawford if it goes to decision, and late knockout between the 7th and 10th round for Canelo.
In the end, the weigh-in for Canelo versus Crawford turned into much more than a simple procedure. It was a critical turning point that shattered assumptions and created excitement in a match many had thought was settled. The sight of Crawford radiating power and confidence made pros, analysts, and fans reevaluate everything they thought they knew. The narrative shifted from a small man taking a big risk to a hidden powerhouse stepping into the spotlight. The final question was a chilling one. Did the world just get a preview of a major upset in the making, or was it all an elaborate illusion, moments from being brutally shattered by the king of the ring? So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.